Hello. We have a panel here of critiques, of film critiques, who are going to be judging our short film competition. We have here Crazy Guy, Oscar-nominated Toron, and the pinball fantasy beer-drinking Belgian Frankie, Olot Patrona. So everybody has merits in judging films. Let's go straight to Crazy Guy. Tell us about the competition.
The interesting thing about this year was that there were a lot of animations, actually more than I was expecting. This year I was not in the jury, unlike previously, but it was interesting seeing those productions for the first time.
So, since you were not in the jury, are you disappointed?
I can't say I'm disappointed. The overall quality was very good, and there were several productions that I liked very much.
Cool. Toron.
Okay, I have to agree that there was quite a lot of animation this year. I would have preferred of having those Lego animation or crazy things that we have used to seeing this in a wild combo. That there's some Lego figures going down, and then they're on a quest for something interesting. And there was not so much of humor here. There's more like war games and this whole war themes. I don't know if the guys are playing too much of those war games, and then this is reflected on this combo that they're trying to catch some votes on that.
So you're concerned about the youth today?
Yes. Okay, please save the children.
Exactly. Frankie?
I think that Pixar has influenced a lot of people in the last 12 months, because I saw a lot of copy-paste from Pixar, and indeed not that many live action, but the live action that could be seen was really violent and pixely, so there is a future for the children of tomorrow.
Mm. Yeah, you're totally right, that there was a lot of animation, and we didn't get to see the usual action scenes except for maybe one or two sort of real action. Do you want to talk about, I mean, Toron, you mentioned the Lego thing and you wanted more Lego, but we had a Lego animation. Yeah, so why wasn't that enough?
Because we need 15 of those.
15?
Out of 11 entries.
Yes, of course. Well, we're missing 4, at least in the start.
Do you agree?
I'm not a fan of those Lego animations myself, but I'm more of maybe something in between the computer animated movies and then live action. Both were very interesting categories.
Yeah, I think the first time we saw Lego animations, it was something new and interesting and very appealing. I think we've seen it now. It's kind of done already, right?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. And one thing that we were missing this year was we didn't have any Rube Goldberg type machines that we have been previously.
Exactly. We saw also a lot of stuff from the Metropolia school, so I guess this is something where they can actually gain points at school by entering into assembly, which is an interesting way of kind of collaborating.
Yes, according to my calculations, there were 3 entries from Metropolia University.
I think those were like professionally looking, really high quality material. That maybe the storytelling was not so best of Hollywood style, but after all, they were really high quality entries. So that's good.
Frank, we saw the return of tekotuotanto, which I don't know how much you've been following the assembly kind of short film scene, but tekotuotanto is a name that keeps coming back every single year. This was the last production at the end with the machine
the
being
10th
built.
anniversary.
Yeah. Yes. And I mean, they've won the competition many times. What did you think of that?
I like the crazy twist in the end that you had no really idea what was going on until the last 30 seconds. So it's okay. Is it the machine in the machine, or the man in the machine, or not the man in the machine, or something in the deep psychological level which totally escapes me now?
I thought that it was this apple juice maker,
Yeah.
or orange juice.
Yeah, the squirter thingy. Yes.
So, so you like squirty things?
Well, if it's apple juice, I can relate to them. Yes.
What about the rest of you? What do you think of that entry? Any thoughts on that?
That was interesting, but I didn't really find a correlation with that myself. The production quality was good, but I think it was missing just that little something that makes it special.
Yeah, interesting point.
I think technically it was definitely one of the best ones available on the competition, but it was missing some kind of joke. I'm expecting from Tekotuotanto to make me laugh. So, Tekotuotanto, what did you do? Make me laugh.
There was one which was, I thought, quite interesting. You mentioned the Pixar thing, and there is a slight link now with Pixar maybe going on here. It was the Fat Man and Robon. That, at least for me, had some kind of emotional story to it.
It was one of the few that actually you could see there was a storyline that you could actually understand without having an explanation. They had the really nice, it's the classical look back through pictures where you see evolution in the character which was in there, and you have the good guy wanting to do good but isn't recognized, and then makes an effort and makes it and becomes a hero, and they literally walked out into the sunset.
This was also from Metropolia. So do you think these particular students have a good future ahead of them?
They should at least be stimulated to continue doing this and doing it better.
Yep.
Another that reminded me of Pixar was this robot which started in the junkyard. That reminded me of Wall-E from Pixar. However, I was a bit disappointed about the storyline with random USB stick and then this first-person shooting game.
But it had a joke. It had this joke of USB.
Yes.
Not functioning.
Yeah, well, good point.
Game had ping time 1337.
So yes, it
That's-
was a
that's
joke.
right.
The bit with the USB was great. I thought it had a great sort of color scheme. It was very beautiful. The junkyard section, until it went into the FPS mode, and I didn't connect with that anymore. So I kind of agree that I was a bit disappointed with that, because it seemed like, okay, this has real potential. It was really beautiful, but then it didn't kind of go anywhere.
Yeah.
I would like to find out if, as you say, the junkyard part looked really great, the FPS part looked really Intel 486 FPS-ish. That was it made by the same guy? They usually made by teams. Is there actually a cut between one artist and another, and then getting some directional info above you to better link those parts? I don't know if it's there. If it wasn't, it would have been helpful.
Of course, it was schoolwork, so the first part
Yeah,
about
but you still have a team leader when you're schoolwork. You still have you should have a team leader, or at least have a teacher who will smack you and say that's not good.
Yeah, and the first part was excellent, and the last part was fail.
Yeah, that's always like, or the typical demo coding. Oh my god, out of time, connection lost.
Yeah. There was another interesting one which I wrote here that it was Disco Aliens. That was number 4, Mission Earth, which was quite curious in that it had a very kind of childish animation style and childish color scheme as well. But the track, the backing track, I think helped it just about become fairly entertaining.
Don't you believe that DNA is made like that?
I'm sure it is. It was very educational. So any other thoughts on that one?
That was very colorful, but I didn't really enjoy it that much. It was the graphics were beautiful, but it was missing maybe something that made it interesting.
Yeah. Then maybe we could talk a bit about the Who Killed Kenny. I dubbed it that one. So there was a guy who was swimming under the ocean. There was a shipwreck, and he was mumbling. So I was like,
The squids.
yeah. So I wrote here that is this a Kenny who's going to be killed? Any thoughts on that one? There was a face grabber at the end.
Yeah, I actually compared it more to the little nut hunter from Ice Age at the end with little treasure chest. That was the exact timing that you would have with Scrat. I think the little fluffy thing is called. But it was also one of the only ones which had a rare aspect called comical timing, when the big squid threw the metal bar and the diver dodged it and it went through the water and it just hit a mine with a little ting, which is pure Warner Brothers, and then everything went boom. And that was one. You could see this coming from half a minute, 1 minute before, but it was funny. It was well timed. That's one of the few of your funny exceptions that was in there.
Yeah, but if you could have like made the graphics and like alien style and like menacing music there, that you would have like perfect horror movie out of that.
No, don't make a horror movie. Just make Daffy Duck chasing Bugs Bunny with a big rocket, and the big rocket goes boom, and it goes stinging against the carrot, and then the planet explodes.
I have to
Same
agree.
thing.
It was truly brilliant.
The audience seemed to agree, or at least they were playing along with it. I don't know if you heard the shouting, but people were going like, as the stick was coming towards the mine, it was like, no, don't go there.
That's exactly what I mean. That was one of the few exceptions where you can see it coming, but you know it's going to happen and you know it's going to be funny.
Let's talk a bit about old habits die hard. It was I guess the old superhero and the old villain. So briefly, any thoughts on that? You want to start?
The first thing that came to my mind was that why were they fighting?
Sorry?
Why were they fighting? What was the reason behind the old habits? And there was no explanation for that.
True. Any other thoughts on that?
I did not get that one.
Okay.
Sorry.
I thought the animation of the old hero was actually quite nice. But I agree that it was kind of like the backstory. You were missing a bit of the backstory, I guess.
Yes.
So, any other comments that you would like to add? There was Action Man gets no action. Any thoughts on that one? Toron is immediately.
No, I think that the one which had this, which was where they had this comm center and it was moving around. That was rather interesting. It reminded me like this kind of there's this Finnish game called Dead Nation, and there's like this background stories in between of sections. So it was like one huge background story for something. I don't know where it started. It started somewhere and it ended somewhere, but it was excellent background story for some sort of game. Like you could move on from that. It was interesting.
Yeah, it reminded me of like an animation from a game. That was Neo Dimension number 2,
Yeah.
I think. Anybody else have thoughts on that? It was actually quite a curious one.
It was interesting, but I really didn't get the storyline in that. I mean, he crashed into some weird planet with a computer overlord or something like that. But maybe I would have liked to see in where it was coming from, and maybe what was in the future.
So let's pick our favorite. Frank?
Really hard to tell, but I am going for the metal throwing squid one. The one with the Daffy Duck timing and the mines which explode,
Yep.
and the little submarine guy.
I have a hard time deciding between this Tekotuot and the production because it was so technically nice, but it didn't make me laugh. So even though it was strange, this thing that Death Nation themed, it was nice. I would like to see more polished version of that. Yeah.
Okay, crazy guy. One word.
One word.
Which one?
No comment.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for taking part in the compostudio. Let's see what's up with the real wild competition.
Yay.
Thank you.